everyone. I'm Kim from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union, and this is Jessica, and we are going to be doing the ripple effect today. Woohoo! So, Jessica.
So, Kim.
Good day today.
Yep, it sure is.
Yep, and we have another special guest.
We do. Megan is with us from the Kokomo Housing Authority. Megan, thanks so much for joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Welcome, welcome.
So let's talk about the Housing Authority.
Yeah.
Yes.
What you got going on, sis?
Yeah, and give us kind of a brief overview. What is the Housing Authority? Who do you help? That type of thing.
Okay. So the Kokomo Housing Authority is, the Kokomo Housing Authority. We manage low-income public housing, and we also manage the Housing Choice Voucher Program, along with other Section 8 programs, so Choice Mobility Vouchers, Project-Based Vouchers, in those different types of housing. So it's not just strictly Section 8. We also have those other programs as well.
But you offer so much more.
Absolutely, we do.
Yeah, and I'm so excited for you to share your program with everyone.
Yes. So the Kokomo Housing Authority's mission statement is the providing housing and transforming lives. So while we provide housing, we also thrive on the transforming lives. And so that's why I'm here, is because I'm a service coordinator with the Kokomo Housing Authority. So after they're housed, they can come to me for a volunteer program, and I can try to help them become financially stable or just thrive in a personal goal that they have for themselves.
And that's the goal too, right? Is to get people up off the floor and to get them somewhere safe to live so they can continue to build to get the life that they want.
Make them feel more secure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I mean, can you imagine not having a home, not knowing where you're going to sleep tonight?
I mean, it's hard for me to just even see someone like that, let alone if I was in that position.
It's frightening. It absolutely is. So you mentioned the program that you run, the Family Self-Sufficiency Program.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
So the Family Self-Sufficiency Program is a volunteer program, but it's a little daunting to some people because it's a 5-year program. So they see the 5-year program and they're just automatically like, oh, I don't know if I could do that. So whenever I finally get to sit them down and talk to them in my office kind of one-on-one, I'm like, look, while it says a 5-year program, you can work on any kind of goal that you want to work on. HUD does have 2 goals that they have to complete, but usually when they come into my office, they have those done or they're already working on them, which is a bonus. But the personal goals that they can set for themselves have to be some kind of long-term goal, so anything between 3 to 5 years that they want to work on. It could be going back to school, whether it's high school, some kind of trade, certification, bachelor's degree, even going back for a master's degree, if that's something that they want to do. It could be anything financial related, so if they want to become their definition of financially stable, so establishing a savings account, a checking account, working on their debts, increasing their credit score, different scenarios such as that.
Wow. And you give them the tools to be able to guide them in that direction.
Absolutely. So I'm just a resource navigator. I'm kind of the middleman. They're the ones that establish those goals, and they jumpstart it and they're going. But if they come to me and they're like, hey, I don't know where to get this resource, do you have that? Do you have any idea of where to go from there? And that's my job, is to help them find those resources.
So if they come to you and they say, hey, one of my goals is I want to increase my credit score, you're like, let's sit down, let's talk about it, and here's some things that we can do to improve your credit score.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I try not to give services directly because I'm not certified to talk, not that I'm...
You're the connector.
I'm the connector. I want to kind of plug them into those that are...
the experts.
The experts.
Oh,
the ones
wait a
that,
minute.
Yeah.
Oh, that would...
Is that you?
Is that me?
No, I don't think it is. I definitely don't think it is.
But yeah, I want to plug them into the professionals that actually know how to manage credit and debt and establish those savings and checking accounts.
Okay. Great idea.
So
I love that.
this program you mentioned, it is not required. They have to opt in by choice. How many folks that generally opt in? Is it they start annually, or they can start whenever they'd like?
They can start whenever they like. Usually we do a couple different marketing tactics. In their recertification packet, which is kind of like a lease renewal with the Kokomo Housing Authority, there's a bright neon orange piece of paper that has all the information about my program on it, has a QR code for a video that they can watch. And then also on there it says, is this a program that you want to be in? And if they check yes, then I'll get that paper back into my office. And I mainly call them and schedule a time to meet with them and tell them it's going to be about a half-hour long appointment, and we can talk a little bit more detail about what's going on with rent, what kind of goals are you wanting to do, and kind of do a little bit of talking and building that relationship to
Does it have a website for them to be able to contact you? Does it have an email or a phone number or any of that information? Or do you have that information?
Yes, we have all of that.
Okay.
So the Kokomo Housing Authority has a website, which is kokomoha.org. And then on the website, there is a tab for services. And that is, under that, you can find the ROS program, which is the Resident Opportunity and Self-Sufficiency Program. And then we also have the FSS program, which is the Family Self-Sufficiency Program, which is the one that I manage.
How dire is the need for housing in Kokomo and Howard County? Yeah. Big time.
Big time.
Big time. People need places to live, and it's people from all different socioeconomic backgrounds, from all different walks of life, and we need it. We need more people to have a safe, warm place to live in Howard County. And I'm not quite sure how to do that or what to do to help that. Any suggestions? Any way we as the public can help?
I think you just have to advocate for people in general. We want them to thrive, and unless they have a safe place to live, they're not going to thrive. They're not going to be able to take that step to move forward unless they have safe, sustainable housing.
They're not going to be able
starts.
to set their goals or attend school or achieve the things that they want to really achieve in life unless you give them that opportunity.
Well, and if folks don't have safe, sustainable housing, they don't have lots of other things either. I mean, if
Absolutely.
you don't have a place to live, you don't have the necessities you need to survive.
Right. You can't shower properly. You can't do personal hygiene properly. You can't, cook meals for yourself. You can't, there's so many different things. You never know if you're going to be warm or cold. And it absolutely breaks my heart that they can't have the basic things that we take for granted.
You're exactly right. I mean, I go home and I toss a blanket on my legs and not even thinking that somebody else may be out there and not have that
You
blanket.
turn your car on. You eat something that you don't have to, fight for. You have access to it right there. There are so many different things that people are experiencing. Even people that are experiencing that maybe they don't talk about. A lot of times when we talk about homelessness, we think of folks that are right there on the sidewalk, that they have everything with them. But there are so many different forms, whether it's folks that are in that situation or couch surfing or living in their cars. They're not sure where to go.
Right. Absolutely.
And they need to come to you.
Well, not to me, but to the Kokomo Housing Authority in general, yes.
But when they go to the housing authority, then once they get in a place where they live, then this is a program that will actually help them better their whole entire situation and set goals for themselves.
Absolutely. So once they're in and they're settled and they feel like they're out of that crisis mode of needing that place to live and they're ready to work on personal goals, then that's where I can come in and try to help them build themselves back up.
How long have you been with the Housing Authority?
So I've been with the Housing Authority since April of 2021.
Do you have some exciting stories or anything fun that you'd like to share, like success stories?
I mean, since being with the Kokomo Housing Authority, I was the ROS coordinator, so the Resident Opportunity and Self-Sufficiency. I did that for about 2 years. And then I had the opportunity to become the Family Self-Sufficiency Director. And that was last June, so June of 23. Since June of 23, I have graduated 5 people from the program.
Oh, yay!
Good job.
I mean, they graduated. I just had to put in the paperwork for them to graduate. So they did the work. They did all of the things. And a total for them graduating, because one of the things we didn't talk about was the incentive of the program, which we'll cover after I tell you this exciting number. But one of the incentives of the program is an escrow account. So whenever they complete their personal goals and the HUD's two goals, they get a check for however much is in their escrow account. So a total of the 5 graduates combined is $29,000. Just over $29,000 between the 5
That's
of them.
so
awesome.
exciting.
Yes.
I bet they were excited.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What a nice chunk of change to have for a down payment or in case of emergency or
Down payment for a home or even finish paying off a car so they have that extra, those extra funds.
Good for them.
Because after they leave the program, I mean, I can suggest things that they do with their escrow, but at the end of the day, it's theirs.
Right.
So if they want to, be prepared for home ownership, but they decide after the fact that's not something I want to do, but they want to pay off their car so they have that extra money and start putting that in a savings account, then that's all on them.
Wow.
Whatever they decide they want to do with it, they want to put it in a savings, or if they want to put it into something to, some kind of savings or some kind of other account to watch that grow, then that's all on them.
But they work so hard and they earned it getting
Yes.
through the program.
Yes, absolutely.
It's 5 years. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. And they deserve to be celebrated. They deserve to have, that escrow check in their hand and to, do what they want with it.
okay, so how many are you hoping to graduate this year?
So it all depends on the graduates.
Okay.
I had one left that was supposed to graduate, but she decided to extend her contract another 2 years.
Which is nice to know that that's a possibility.
Yes. So the program is 5 years long, but you have an option to extend it for up to 2 years. But after that 7th year, it's a hard cutoff. So we can't extend it anymore. But again, they have that option to do that. If they also want to graduate the program early, I mean, it's up to the discretion of myself and the Housing Authority. If they've completed their goals enough to prove it and to graduate them, then they can graduate early as well.
Great.
So if they've only had a year and a half left of college to complete, and it took them 3 years to do it, because it happens.
Yeah.
Right.
To almost
It took
everybody,
me a
by
long
the way.
time to complete college, but
Yeah, don't worry. That happens to the best of us.
To me, it would take 7 years. You're done, Kim.
it took me a little longer
Are you
than
a
usual
doctor?
to graduate. But if it takes them an extra 3 years to complete what's supposed to be a year and a half of college, then so be it. But then if that was their goal, was to complete college, and they've done it in 3 years instead of 5, then they can complete the program at 3 years.
Yeah.
They have the option to go to the 7 years.
I like that because everybody is on their own journey, and it's not a one size fit all world, and it's not
Absolutely.
a one size fit all program, which is really cool.
Absolutely.
So during your program, are you looking for donations or sponsorships to be able to help these recipients at any time? And if so, where can somebody help you out?
Yes. So I am, but in connection with that, I'm launching something specifically for my FSS participants
Okay.
right now, which I might broaden it later, but as a trial run to kind of launch it and see how everything goes, I'm starting the Strategies to Self-Sufficiency workshop series. And that is to help FSS participants and the resources that they might need come to them. So I plan on hosting the workshops at the Kokomo Housing Authority. And they could be anything between personal finances, so learning how to budget, learning about credit, learning how to establish a savings account. It could also be educational workshops, so finding a career path that works for you, how to manage, education life, work life, social life balance, along with just different personal life skills. So I want to bring those resources and workshops to them. So one of my ideas was having an incentive for them to come and enjoy the session. So I thought about if those that attend could have a raffle of a $25 gift card.
Oh, yeah.
We could provide dinner or lunch, depending on the class and the session. So I thought those would be nice incentives and a bonus for them to also come to the workshop, receive the
Right.
or all of the knowledge that they
Can intake and make them
Yeah.
grow.
absolutely.
It's helpful.
Yeah.
Right.
So you're definitely looking, for a donation or some sort of sponsorship to help out with
Absolutely.
those classes for your students.
Yeah, my
Yeah.
participants, absolutely.
Yeah. Great idea.
Yes.
Yeah.
Excited to
And
bring those
when do
to
they
them.
start the signups? Where do they go to sign up?
So for my FSS participants, they will either be receiving a text message, email, or a letter in the mail from me, letting them know that this is what I'm launching and what the first one's about, and then, how my office hours could be impacted by that, but that I'm still there for them, but also giving them more information about the classes and how it's going to
And how they
continue
sign
on.
up? Yeah.
Now, will all that info be online too?
Not at first, mainly because I'm only giving it to the FSS participants at first. Once I've gotten past the 6-month mark, I might open it up to anybody within the Kokomo Housing Authority programs. But with that, I might still just do QR codes for registration. We might post on doors at Garden Square. Same thing with our project-based voucher site, so Trailside, Terrace Civic, and then Valley Court, which was previously Dunbar Court in Pine Valley.
Great.
What a great program.
We're lucky to have the Housing Authority in Howard County for sure.
Absolutely.
That is for sure. Megan, if we have any questions about the Housing Authority, we need more information. What is the best way for us to reach out?
So the best way to contact the Housing Authority is probably our phone number, our main line, which is 765-459-3162.
Sounds great. That
Get
sounds
that?
great. Yep. Megan, you did great today.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Keep up the good work.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys for having me.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you for all you do, and thanks for helping everyone.
Absolutely. It's my
Yeah,
pleasure.
Great program.
Absolutely.
That's going to wrap up the Ripple Effect for this week. I'm Jessica Ausbrook, along with Kim Graves from Solidarity Community Federal Credit Union. Thanks for joining us.
Have a good one.